My name is Oliver Miska. I'm here testifying as a board member of the Washington Ethnic Studies Now, a local nonprofit, and as an educator in Seattle. It's my first time in person. I usually am on Zoom, so hello. Nice to see y'all in person. Today we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. With a small but meaningful piece of legislation. This bill shows that we're continued and y'all are dedicated to this legislation in Black studies and making sure it's in our schools. So thank you for having this bill, especially since many have forgotten about the racial justice movement in 2020. So we're testifying as other today because, as we know, our histories, cultures, and movements for Black liberation get overshadowed and erased by whitewashed Black studies curriculum in the districts. As the bill is written now, we have a small but important change to mention. This bill defines African American studies as the study of history and culture and contributions of African American people, but many scholars would argue that the framing focuses just on brilliance and not the vast experiences of the African diaspora. Today is MLK Day and not Fred Hampton Day because the history we teach in our schools remains ideologically biased. Many of us are not taught about Fred Hampton. Just like in my generation, we only learned about Rosa Parks and not Claudette Colvin, who we learn about today because of important legislation that we passed. So this bill is a step in the right direction, and a true honor for MLK would be to make substantial financial investments in the development of this curriculum. We love the diverse board that we see in this bill, but we want to make sure it's funded. We don't want just volunteer positions and more work for underpaid teachers that are dedicated to this, that are mostly Black and Latino women who are leading this charge. So we love the support on this bill. We love to hear it, so thank you. And I know Tracy, our executive director, will be online.
Thank you.
My name is Dr. Tracy Castro-Gill, and I'm the executive director of Washington Ethnic Studies Now, a 501c nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing ethnic studies in every classroom of Washington State. I'm testifying other on this bill because of a small and significant discrepancy. This bill is an act relating to identifying African American studies curricula, but defines African American studies as an analysis of the history, culture, and contributions of the people of African descent. The title and the definition are not congruent. This incongruency is critical because using the term studies includes all of the topics in the current definition of the bill, along with a critical analysis of racialized power. Without an analysis of power, it's simply African American history. This may seem like splitting hairs, but I have seen the harm done by calling a history course a studies course. This practice gives the impression that critical work is being done when it's not. When we use the term contributions to define a course, the course typically becomes a course about exceptionalism, implying that folks of color only have value when they accomplish a status that is historically noteworthy and is usually connected to capitalism. An African American Studies course should start with the fact that Africans have been exceptional since time immemorial, and that exceptionalism has been intentionally devalued and erased because of racialized power constructs. I am fully in support of the intent of this bill. I ask that either the name is changed to African American history or the definition is changed to include an analysis of racialized power. This small change will support the ongoing work of individuals and organizations like mine to advance authentic ethnic studies programs in Washington State. And I want to second the teacher preparedness. We work with educators, we offer that training, and we can vouch that teachers are not prepared to teach this content. Thank you. Black education matters.